Argentina operates the World War II ocean-going tug ARA Alferez Sobral, formerly the USS Salish, dating from 1944. She served at Okinawa, Guam, and helped shoot down a Japanese bomber. Sold to Argentina in 1972, she then saw action during the 1982 Falklands War, and on the 2nd of May was struck by 4 Sea Skewer missiles fired by 2 Royal Navy Lynx helicopters, killing 8 of her crew. It is planned that the Sobral will shortly become a museum ship in Santa Fe, Argentina. Incredibly, the world's most modern navy, the United States Navy, still has one large World War II-era ship in active service. YRBM-20 is a repair, berthing and messing barge. She entered service in January 1945. Her job is cruise support, and during the Vietnam War, the vessel was moored in the Basak River in Cambodia, serving river patrol boats and helicopters, earning her the nickname the Delta Hilton. The 2,700-ton barge, which has no engine, continues to support the fleet at various U.S. Navy stations and was recently moored at Naval Base Point Loma in California. She is the last substantial vessel built in World War II still in U.S. Navy service in 2019. The Russian Navy today operates a German World War II Schwimmkran, or floating crane, originally used to support U-boat operations in the Baltic. Built in 1941, one of 4 such cargo cranes, the 5,000-ton vessel stands 374 feet or 114 meters tall. Captured by British forces in Kiel in May 1945, the crane was given to the Soviet Union as a war prize and was rediscovered in 2015, working in the Admiralty shipyard in St. Petersburg. The United States also operated a Schwimmkran, nicknamed Hermann the German, until 1994, when it was given to the Panama Canal Authority and left U.S. Navy service. The flagship of the Dominican Republic Navy is the ARD Almirante Juan Alejandro Acosta, a former Cactus-class buoy tender of 1,000 tons, built in 1942 and commissioned as the U.S. CGC Citrus. 39 of this useful class of vessel were constructed between 1942 and 1944, and many remain in service today. The vessel's first service in World War II was patrolling the recently liberated Aleutian Islands, which had been captured by the Japanese, enduring appalling weather conditions. After the war, she continued to serve in Alaskan waters until 1979, escorting Soviet fishing trawlers out of U.S. waters, performing search and rescue missions and various other peacetime roles. Disarmed in 1966, later Citrus was a Coast Guard law enforcement vessel and was decommissioned in September 1994 after 54 years' service. Placed on hold for transfer to Mexico, the deal fell through, and instead she joined the Dominican Republic Navy in 1995, being rearmed and serving as their flagship ever since. Interestingly, her main armament is a British 4-inch gun, taken from a decommissioned World War II Royal Navy Flower-class corvette, while her 2 single Oerlikon 20mm cannons are from a World War II U.S. Navy frigate. The Navy of Ghana has 2 World War II U.S. Coast Guard vessels, the former Windrush and Sweetbriar. They were transferred to the Ghanaian Navy in 2001. The vessels are now called Anzoni and Bonsu, which means shark and whale in the local language. The Nigerian Navy has 4 former U.S. Coast Guard buoy tenders, 3 C-class and an A-class. The A-class tender Ologbo is the former U.S. CGC Cowslip, commissioned in October 1942, serving off New England during the war. She served on in various capacities in New York and Maryland until sold to Nigeria in 2002 as a general-purpose vessel. The C-class vessel, U.S. CGC Sassafras, commissioned in May 1944 and served in San Francisco and Honolulu before assisting the 7th Fleet in the Philippines in 1946-47. Over a very long career, the vessel rescued many people, assisted at major incidents, and was steadily upgraded with new equipment. In 2003, after 59 years' service, she was transferred to the Nigerian Navy, becoming the Obula. Colombia received the Cactus-class buoy tender Gentian in 2007, and the vessel is still active as the patrol boat ARC San Andres. The Cactus-class vessel fights drug trafficking and gun smuggling off the Colombian coast. Yet another operational World War II-era Cactus-class Coast Guard tender is the SMN Independencia, the former Sweet Gum, currently patrolling the coast of Panama. Brazil has one of the oldest commissioned warships in the world still in frontline service, the River Patrol Monitor Parnaíba. Commissioned in 1938, the Parnaíba served in World War II patrolling rivers around Brazil. She weighs 720 tons fully loaded and is armed with a 76mm cannon and two 40mm Bofors guns plus other weapons, and in 1998 she was upgraded with the addition of a helicopter platform fitted over her fantail to accommodate a Bell Jet Ranger 3 chopper. Not bad for an 81-year-old vessel. Paraguay has two Hubeita-class riverine gunboats in operation, built in fascist Italy in 1931–32. The ARP Humeita is currently a museum ship and is retired. Famously, she fought in the Chaco War against Bolivia in 1932. The ARP Paraguay is still in naval service as a storage ship. This vessel is famous for having carried Argentina's former president Juan Perón into exile in 1955. Both gunboats last saw action in 1989 during the fall of Paraguay's dictator General Alfredo Stroessner, when they joined rebel forces and used their 4.73-inch guns to shell government facilities and military targets. Ecuador has an Abnaki-class tug, the BAE Chimborazo. Commissioned as the USS Chowanoc in 1944, she left U.S. naval service in 1977 and was transferred to Ecuador. During World War II, the Chowanoc received 4 battle stars and 1 later for the Korean War. Another Abnaki-class tug continues to serve today in Taiwan. The USS Tawakoni served in the U.S. Navy between 1944 and 1978. She served at Iwo Jima in 1945, helping to save the severely damaged destroyer USS Gamble, and suffered minor battle damage herself. During the invasion of Okinawa, the Tawakoni was attacked by kamikazes, her crew managing to shoot down 5 Japanese aircraft. Later, during the invasion of Ie-shima, she shot down her 6th Japanese kamikaze. The vessel went on to serve both in the Korean and Vietnam Wars and was transferred to the Republic of China's Navy in 1978, where she currently serves as the Da Han. And finally, Mexico also operates an Abnaki-class fleet ocean tug, the former USS Cocopa. Commissioned in 1944, she served in the Atlantic and was nearly sunk by a German U-boat during a convoy attack. She saw service during the last weeks of the Pacific War and then served along the Chinese coast and Okinawa until 1947. In a one-off mission in June 1951, she accepted the surrender of 19 Japanese soldiers who had been holding out on the island of Atanahan in the Northern Marianas. Following war service in Korea and Vietnam, the USS Cocopa was decommissioned in 1978 and sold to Mexico, where she currently serves as the ARM Siri. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe and share, and help support my channel at PayPal and Patreon. Details in the description box below.